Me now to go through business news from the week is Karen Campbell. She's a partner from Grant Thornton Accountants. Welcome to Channel M today. 1 in 5 hides their debts from their partner. Karen, I find that quite astonishing. Is that something that you would agree with in terms of the accountancy? Have you got clients who go, don't tell me husband about that one?
It's probably more the other way around. It's husbands not telling their wives what they're up to, I think. Probably.
Really? Now, you see, the stereotypical shopping is that, is that women do the shopping but don't tell the husband quite how much they paid for that pair of shoes that he thinks were 30 quid and weren't.
Yeah, no, you're probably right on that, but I suppose it's more on... It's interesting. Some people, some husbands don't want their wives to know how much assets they've got and things like that, but that's a bit different.
That's when you're coming up to separation, is it not?
That's a bit different.
The point is, though, about this is that, being in denial about your finances, whether it be a business or whether it be your personal finances, is generally not a good idea, is it? It's not a good idea,
particularly at the moment, clearly, because people are under a lot of stress. Personal insolvencies, I think, are at the highest. They're up 33,000 in the first quarter of 2000, or second quarter of 2009. That's up 27% on the year before. So, everyone knows things are bad out there. The statistics are proving that, and I think it's very important that people actually look at things properly and face up to where they are and plan for it and not just stick their heads in the sand, because that's when it's going to get bad.
You can make contingency plans. I mean, you can't know for certain whether you're going to be made redundant or not. No. And I suppose you know whether you're in an at-risk profession, and I don't know. When the money's tight, though, how do you save? How do you make provision if you're not sure whether the money's going to be coming in?
Well, you might not be able to make provision, but I think when you're in a situation where you've got debts that are mounting, then you have to think about how you can deal with that. There are things you can do. Some are more drastic than others. Personal insolvencies in certain situations can be a way for people to manage that process if they're just climbing further and further into debt and don't know how to get out.
The country got itself into debt, and that's why we've got this financial crisis. But individuals who have racked up a lot on credit cards, you need to seek help, don't you?
You can't just let it keep going.
Don't pretend, because it will come back and they will try and get their money or you'll be declared insolvent. It's just been announced today that the Labour Party are going to hold their conference here in Manchester again in 2012 and 2014. We already know they're coming in 2010 and they've already been twice. They must like it here. Yeah. Good for the region, though, isn't it?
It's fantastic. I mean, anything that gets Manchester on the map's got to be good, hasn't it? And also, I suppose, it will... it's going to bring people... Seeing Manchester on television might bring people in for weekends. Clearly, it's a great place to be, and the more that people outside the region can see that, the better, really. So, I mean, it's fantastic.
More immediately, they spend money, don't they? I mean, it's not just the MPs, is it? But it's all the people that follow them and the delegates and the entourage. They bring a lot of money. But does it really, Karen, does it really spread outside central Manchester? Does Wigan see the benefit of the Labour Party conference being in central Manchester, do you think?
I think there must be knock-on benefits outside central Manchester. Obviously, clearly, the hotels, the conference centres and everything in the centre of town benefit.
But as a city region, economically, do we do better?
I think you must do, because you're going to have things being supplied in. The hotels are going to have to call on lots of extra services, lots of extra supplies that they'll need, and that's going to spread right out through the region.
It can only be good, can't it? It can only be good. One last one here. Travel firm Thomas Cook has said the swine flu outbreak has cost it £12.6 million. People have cancelled travel to Mexico, fairly obviously, and other destinations. But some companies have done well out of the swine flu pandemic, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a mixed bag, because TUI also, they've lost $7 million, I think they announced the day before.
That used to be Thompson Holidays.
That's right, that's right, yeah. But there's also things like GlaxoSmithKline are expecting to make £1.8 billion from supplying...
They don't make Tamiflu by chance, do they?
Well, yeah, that may have something to do with it. And there are other drugs companies that are obviously clearly now looking for, vaccinations and prevention of it, so they'll do well. Other businesses that are doing well, suppliers of the antibacterial hand gel, which you can't get anywhere at the moment. Apparently it's been sold out. Tissues. Soaps, so it's interesting to see what impact it can have.
So, whilst it's knocking a few people and a few businesses for six, if you're in hygiene...
You're doing well, yeah.
It's not bad, is it? Karen, nice to meet you. Thank you for your thoughts.